It's 3:47 in the morning when the phone rings. Not a text, not a DM, an actual call. The kind that means something is already on fire. On the other end is a voice you know better than your own family's. Your artist, a rapper with 60 million monthly listeners, and he's saying words that don't belong together at this hour. Something about a video, a nightclub, and a phone that wasn't supposed to be recording. You're awake before your brain even processes what's happening, already thinking about lawyers, statements, and how fast this could spread before sunrise. This is the job nobody warns you about. By the end of this video, you'll understand why some of the most powerful people in music aren't the ones on stage. They're the ones who never sleep. When people imagine a rapper's manager, they picture someone standing backstage with a lanyard, nodding along to sound checks. The reality is closer to running a small corporation where the product is a human being's entire public existence. A manager negotiates record deals, oversees tour logistics across multiple countries, vets brand partnerships worth millions, and somehow is also expected to know if the artist ate breakfast. There's no job description that covers part therapist, part accountant, part bodyguard, part best friend. You learn all of it on the job, usually the hard way. Usually at 2 a.m. Here's something most people don't grasp. A manager's phone is never actually off. It sits on the nightstand like a live wire. A single tweet posted at the wrong moment can spiral into a headline by morning, and it's the manager's job to catch it before it does. Screenshots get sent at midnight. Rumors start trending while you're mid-conversation at dinner with your own family. You learn to read a room and a comment section at the same time. Sleep becomes negotiable. Peace of mind becomes something you schedule for vacations that get interrupted anyway. Behind every platinum plaque is a mountain of contracts, and somebody has to actually understand them. A manager is often the one standing between an artist and people who would happily take advantage of someone who just wants to make music. But that closeness to the money creates its own danger. Industry stories are full of managers who cross lines, and artists who found out years later that trust had quietly been broken. The good ones spend years proving, deal after deal, that loyalty isn't just a word in a contract, and even then, one bad year can make an artist question everyone around them. The version of the rapper the world sees, confident, untouchable, larger than life, is often a performance built for the stage and the camera. The manager sees the other version, the one who's exhausted after 11 cities in 12 days. The one who's anxious before an award show despite having sold out arenas. Part of the job is protecting that gap between the public persona and the private person, making sure the mask never slips at the wrong moment, while still treating the person underneath it like an actual human being who gets tired, insecure, and homesick just like anyone else. Record labels, producers, lawyers, promoters. Everyone in the music business has their own agenda, and most of those agendas involve getting a bigger piece of the artist's time or money. A manager becomes the buffer, the person who takes the meeting so the artist doesn't have to, who says no on the artist's behalf so the relationship with the artist stays clean. It's a strange kind of power. You're not the star, but you're often the one deciding who gets access to the star. That makes you valuable to some people, and a target for others. Every manager eventually lives through the crisis. Maybe it's a canceled tour after ticket sales quietly disappoint. Maybe it's a controversy that erupts online before anyone can even confirm what actually happened. In these moments, panic is not allowed, at least not visibly. While fans are refreshing timelines and journalists are drafting headlines, the manager is on calls with publicists, lawyers, and label executives trying to build a plan before the story writes itself. The public rarely sees this side. They see the artist's eventual statement, calm and composed, with no idea it was assembled at dawn by a small team running on coffee and adrenaline. Here's the part almost nobody talks about. This job eats lives. Marriages strain under the weight of missed anniversaries. Friendships fade because you're always somewhere else, managing someone else's crisis instead of showing up for your own life. Managers joke about it, darkly, because the alternative is admitting how much they've quietly given up. Birthdays, holidays, ordinary Tuesdays, all traded for a career spent making someone else's dreams run smoothly. Success in this job often looks like invisibility. If you did everything right, Nobody even knows your name. Perhaps the cruelest twist of the job is this: the better you do it, the more replaceable you can become. Artists grow, they evolve. Sometimes they outgrow the very team that built them, chasing a bigger name, a flashier team, a fresh start. Years of loyalty can end with a single phone call that lasts under a minute. There's no severance package for heartbreak, no contract clause for the relationship you built being over. And yet, most managers who've lived through it will tell you they'd do it again, because for a few years, they got to be part of something bigger than themselves. It's 3:52 in the morning now. 5 minutes have passed since the phone rang, and already there's a plan forming. A call to make, a statement to draft, a story that needs to be controlled before it controls everything. The rapper on the other end of the line has no idea how many people are quietly working through the night just to protect the empire built around his name. That's the real story behind the fame, the tours, the platinum records. An invisible network of people who never get the applause but who make sure the lights stay on. So the next time you see your favorite artist thank the team in an interview and move on quickly, remember that's not just politeness. That's an entire hidden world they're choosing not to show you. And maybe that's exactly where the most interesting story actually begins. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to see more videos like this one, make sure to subscribe.